Hi Chem 120 students, this is a tutorial for Brightspace. So many of you might be new to this learning platform, or regardless, you're new to this course, so it's really nice to just get an overview of where things exist and how the course is organized. So please watch this video, please watch it in its entirety. I promise I will be brief. Okay, to access Brightspace, you need to first go to my.smccme.edu. Once you're there, you'll use this button to log in. You'll want to put in your information to grant you access. All right, and then you get to your My SMCC landing page. And right up here is the Brightspace hyperlink. I find that to be the most convenient way to access Brightspace. Let's go ahead and click on that. And then you're going to have a list of your courses. So this is the only class I teach, so I only have one. You might have several options. I recommend following along with this tutorial and going ahead and clicking on that general chemistry course. Once you do, you will get to this landing page. This is where announcements will be viewed. It's also where our course calendar is. So before getting into the specifics of this course, I just want to clue you into a really important thing that you should do for all of your classes, because it'll help you in the long run. So you want to change your default settings on Brightspace. So to do that, you click on your name and you go to notifications. So Brightspace defaults to not tell you any information, to not send you an email, to not send you a text. It just assumes that you are going to constantly be checking Brightspace. And maybe that system works for you. But I know at least for me, and when I was a student, I would have wanted somebody to remind me that something was due, or to let me know that an announcement had been made. So I highly recommend that at the beginning of the semester, you go ahead and you sign up for emails or text message, if you want to give them your cell phone number, for new announcements that are made. Then you're going to want to content created, that's up to you, but definitely when a grade item is released, so you know how your grades are. It's great to get this notification. So a quiz is due in 2 days, and there's also one for assignments, an assignment being due in 2 days. So that's really going to make sure that you stay on target for this class and for all of your classes. And again, that will not happen unless you go through your settings and request it. So please, please do that. It will help you. Okay, so let's go back to our course. Let's go back to that home page. So here we have every due date already loaded into our course calendar. Nothing changes in this class, right? It doesn't matter if we get a snow day, it doesn't matter what happens, due dates are due dates. Everything is always due on Sunday night at 11:55 p.m. Anything that's due in this course. So you have an entire week to schedule around. So try to stay on track. Okay, so to access the material in the course, you're going to click on content, and then we're just going to kind of run through this. So I have a little welcome blurb, and here is your syllabus. So the syllabus is going to walk you through how much everything is worth in this course, percentage-wise, what's going to contribute to your grade. It also has all of those due dates that, again, are firm, so you want to make sure that you have those down. This also tells you to check out the Welcome Start Here module. So let's go ahead and do that. Follow instructions. Yeah. So course introduction is just a brief overview of each of the chapters that we work through. Meet your instructor, take it or leave it. Brightspace orientation is this video. So good job. You found it because you followed instructions from the overview syllabus. And there's also this nice optional thing to participate in, which is introducing yourself to me and to your peers. So I just have a couple short prompts. One thing to keep in mind with the discussions is that I do expect you to use proper netiquette, right? So basically be polite, be kind, be courteous. There are a full list of expectations in the discussions module. So make sure you check that out if you're a little worried that what you're posting might not be appropriate. And if you're a little worried that what you're posting might not be appropriate, just don't post it. Okay, so the next thing here is your periodic table. So this periodic table is special. You can find any periodic table on the internet, but this periodic table has the values that I will have all of my answers based on for your exams and for your final. It also has tables that are really useful from your textbook. So definitely use this periodic table. I recommend printing it off if you have the means. Here's a direct link to my YouTube channel, which is where you can find lectures. Those are also embedded directly in the chapters. Then we have an option to book office hours. So my office hours are Monday and Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. If that time does not work for you, send me an email and we can try to find an alternate time. So I use Calendly to book office hours. You click on the only option, which is a 25-minute session. You can take less time. You can't really take more. You can always book multiple sessions. You select the day that you're interested in, and any of the times that show up are the available times. So if there's no times available, then you're just going to want to check out like the next Wednesday, right? Which would be, in our case, in September. So you can see they're already preloaded. Really convenient. Office hours are an awesome way to get help in this course. And then last, we have this Brightspace browser check that just has, make sure that you're up to date. Okay, so that's a nice kind of prologue? Yeah, let's call it a prologue to the course. So the next module is your textbook and OWL. So your textbook and OWL, which is the homework program that we'll use throughout the semester, are preloaded into this Brightspace program. So all you have to do is click on these links and it's going to load the Cengage page where you'll need to log in. If you have not created a Cengage account, then you'll be asked to create one. If you previously created one, you can log in and you'll be able to access the course. So if you have any issues with that, please just let me know. There's also this nice Cengage technical support link right there. Okay, the next thing is our chapters, right? So each chapter starts with a chapter overview. You're going to want to look at this. So the most important thing here is this recommended progression. You will be more successful in this class if you follow this progression. So there's a lot of materials and following the progression just makes them a lot easier. So don't reinvent the wheel when I already invented it. Okay, so also really important at the top of the module are the due dates associated with that chapter. So September 13th at 11:55 p.m., you're gonna have both the OWL homework and the density lab due. In the lecture submodule, you'll see lecture notes. So these are PowerPoint that I've converted to a PDF that you can access really easily, and it's notes from the chapter, so kind of highlights. Here we have our lecture links, and those are going to be the embedded videos. Each chapter is about 2 or 3 lectures. Okay, then we go to practice problems. So practice problems are really, really important. The only way to succeed in this class is to practice problems, practice problems, practice problems. So chemistry is more like a math class where you need repetition in order to learn all the tips and tricks to solve a problem. So I highly, highly recommend that you get as much practice in as possible. So your base level practice problem is going to be in recitation. Your recitation packets. So recitation packets, if you can complete those, you're like guaranteed a C in this course. So it's your kind of basic level of understanding. One level above that is going to be our worksheets. And some of the worksheets are a little bit harder than others, and I recommend that you just do all of them. So if it's a multiple choice worksheet, that is material that's provided by the publisher of our textbook. If it is not multiple choice, those are questions that are pulled directly from my former quizzes and exams. So they can be a really great way to start to figure out, okay, what kinds of questions does my professor like to ask on exams? Really, really important question that you should be asking yourself in all of your classes. And last, we have direct links to our OWL homework. So practice problems and the homework itself. So practice problems are not graded. You can do them as many times as you want. The program actually walks you through some of the logic. In contrast, our OWL homework, you only have for the first chapter, you have 4 chances to answer a problem correctly. I give you 3 chances in every other chapter. So the reason why you get a 4th chance in chapter 1 is just so that you can familiarize yourself with the program. I know that every program kind of asks things a little bit differently, so it's nice to have those extra chances. Okay, the last thing that I really want to point out here is your labs. So labs are going to use a variety of different programs that are available online. They're all free, which is great. So here, our first lab is this density lab. You will click on your fillable PDF. It's going to open. It's very exciting, and you can see what we've got here. So here's a link to a virtual lab. And these are fillable PDFs, so you want to just go ahead and put your data in here. The bottom, there's like questions, so you'll write your answers, and then you actually just submit that directly in this tab. So labs can be found in the lab module. They can also be found up here in assignments. So labs are called assignments. And there you can see that density lab. Completion status, not completed. You can also see your score, really nice. Also in assignments are those discussions. So here we have the student introduction, then each chapter has a discussion. So that's an opportunity to share resources. It's an opportunity to ask questions, right? So a lot of times you might have a question and a peer in the class could answer it for you. And that's awesome because it's reinforcing their learning too. And if a peer doesn't answer it, then I can answer it. And a lot of times if you have a question, other people have that question too. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. So I recommend participating in discussions and I recommend checking them out. Yeah, because they're really good. And then the last thing in this assignments tag is quizzes. So our quizzes are actually exams. So your exam for chapter 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and then your final. So grades are accessed through the grade tab, and you'll see your entire grade. So right now, looks like I have an F in everything. I'll have to change that. So grades that haven't been entered don't affect your actual end grade. Not a problem. Okay, so that is an overview of our course. Welcome, and I hope that you enjoy the semester. Make sure that you get familiar with the way things are structured so that that doesn't become an issue in the course. Oh, I should also say that there's these SMCC resources and information down here, which is like technical support, tutorials, things like that, in case you need a little extra help as you're navigating this space. Okay, that's all I got for you. Welcome to the fall semester of Chem 120.